Brian, Boru, and the Battle of Clontarf by Gavin Lunsford. Brian's beginning. Brian Boru was born in the year 941 near Calloway, Ireland. Brian's reign as High King of Ireland lasted from 1002 to 1014. In 976, Brian Boru became the king of a small state which was later renamed Dalcas. Then, Brian became the king of Munster after its rulers were defeated by Brian's half-brother. This shows debate in history because Brian's half-brother had a conflict with the previous rulers of Munster. While Brian ruled Munster, Brian allowed the small piece of land to become a unified and powerful state. Soon after, Brian won control of the southern half of Ireland from the previous High King Maelsecnail II in 997. This is yet another conflict and/or war with an enemy, demonstrating debate. Brian replaced him as High King in 1002, which gained him the submission of every lesser ruler. This was the first series of events that led to the Battle of Clontarf. The Battle of Clontarf. The struggle of power began in Dublin, a state that housed a vital trading port, and in Leinster, where although attempts were made to subdue rebellions by showing his all-powerful military forces, rebellion broke out in 1013 in Brian's long-standing subordinates, Dublin and Leinster, which caused Brian to resolve the issue by going to Dublin, which had its drawbacks. This debate between Brian and his forces and the rebellion was a key factor in the upcoming war. On April 23rd, 1014, near Dublin, fought by forces of Irish and Viking allies, the kings of Dublin and Leinster led an army against the High King Brian Boru. This shows both diplomacy and debate, because they were allied with Vikings, which is diplomacy, but they were still going to fight one another, debate. It is unclear if Brian himself fought in this war, but it is claimed that he was struck dead in his tent while praying for victory. The aftermath. It is unclear the exact number of men who died, but several thousand deaths were estimated. Following the death of Brian Boru, his son, Donnchad, took over the mantle as King of Munster. Donnchad ruled for almost half a century. After Brian stopped ruling Munster, their political and military power has never been the same. Future leaders of Dublin also understood the power they had and maintained a firm grip over the land.